Hi guys, good evening. How are you? How's everything going, guys? Very nice. Mm. Okay, thanks for welcoming. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So, most of the time, guys, people keep joining for next 5 minutes. So sometimes I wait. But you guys seem to be very motivated sometimes, huh? Not interested in waiting at all. Okay. So don't worry. We will start in a minute. I hope you guys have started working on Python. If not yet, please do start. Uh, So today, as always, we are going to have most of the sessions, most of the questions on Excel itself. So at least with Excel, everyone is good, right? So we have most of the questions are on Excel only. That how can we work with Excel on different use cases? Great. So again, guys, this is just a Q&A session. So I try to answer the questions which are given to me in a way that everyone can get some benefit out of it. Yeah, but you do have some regular sessions, so do not worry. There things are covered in more detail, in more depth. So these are some of the questions on Excel which we are about to discuss. These are about maybe how do we organize data in Excel, then some questions on flash fill, then handling data formats, and then how do we manage multiple sheets, and maybe some lookup functions, of course, and then real-time business case, and maybe one small clarification, how much we need to know about Excel if we want to survive in this. Office 24 but does not have the Office 365, whether AI will work, and if I want to buy. Yes, you can purchase it directly. So you can just go to Google and there you just search Office 365. It will automatically ask you to buy Office 365 and all. So do not worry. Great. So let's look at our very first question. How do we work with raw data in Excel? So this question is regarding that how can we collect or organize data in Excel? So to get data in Excel, there are actually two ways. I hope you are well aware of both the ways. Most of the times, data is given within the Excel workbook, and some of the times you have to import data from the outside. Both are the regular ways. Either you are importing data from the other side, or you are given the data within the Excel workbook. So do you guys have idea how do we import data in Excel, or shall I need to show you? Okay, very well. So let's say this is my Excel workbook. Uh, Maybe let's say some of the data is given here. Maybe you are given some name, then maybe you are given some ages. This is some random data, है ना? Like this. You are given some data. If the data is given within the Excel workbook, then it is fine. You can directly start working with this data, but most of the time, the data is not given in your Excel workbook, you might need to create a connection with data. So how do we create that connection? So this data which has no formatting applied is called raw data. You can apply, of course, any formatting, whatever you want. You can convert this into a table by using Control T. Now this has become a table. This is called raw form, raw data. Now, let me show you an example that how can you fetch data from any other source. So if you want to fetch data from any different source, you just need to go to Data tab and you need to click on Get Data. And these are the data sources which you can utilize to fetch the data from. Why do we need to do that? So if there is any change on your data source, means on your actual data, those changes will be reflected here as well. That is the benefit of it. For example, uh, you see from file, you can import data from Excel workbook, text file, from XML, JSON, PDF. You can fetch data from any of the files. Let me show you how can you fetch data from internet in your Excel workbook so that it does make some sense to you. For example, I have this and let's say I am fetching data from any source. Maybe I just open Shah Rukh Khan films and maybe there is a Shah Rukh Khan filmography. I want to not copy this data. Why? If I copy this data if later on, if they add any new movie to this collection, it won't be added to your Excel sheet. So rather than just copy pasting, I will be just copying this link, Control C. I'll come back to Excel, click on Get Data, or directly you can see from web. So when I click on from other sources, here you have the second option from web. Click on here and it will ask you to paste your link. It could be Google Form link, it could be any Wikipedia link, whatever it is. Let's click on OK. And you see it is creating connection with your live data. For that, you must have internet connected to your laptop. Then only it will work. You see, it has converted the whole information into tables. This table does not contain the actual information. This also, table 1. Yeah, this contains some actual information. Here you have two options. Either you can transform data. So if you click on transform data, it will open another SQL tool Excel tool that is called Power Query Editor. But I want to load this data to Excel. So I'll just simply click on load and it will load the data to Excel as a table. You see, now I got the data here and it has created a connection. You got this refresh button enabled. So whenever you are opening this workbook, you just need to refresh and whatever new data has been added to your internet source, automatically that will appear here. These are the different ways of adding data to your Excel workbook. Are we clear? Now, this source could be a Google Sheet. This source could be a CSV file. This source could be an SQL server, whatever it is. Whatever supported by Excel, you can connect to any possible data source. Yes, you can get data from PDF as well. For example, there are so many PDF. Let me just, if there is any bank statement PDF, maybe you go to data and from file from PDF. And that way you just need to locate where do you have these PDF. So you see, if you want to fetch any data, I don't see any PDF right now. This is my statement. I won't show you my transaction history, don't worry. But this is how you can fetch data. It is going to show you what are the possible tables? This is page one. And these all are nothing but your, see, you can fetch all these data. All the things it is showing you. Clear? So you can fetch these data and you can load it into a table form and then you can just use. But yeah, that PDF must be in Word, not handwritten PDF. You can fetch whatever it is. No, not from JPEG file. You see, you don't have any option here from JPEG file. PDF, folder, JSON, XML, text. Whatever supported, only that one you can utilize. Not other than that. Okay, great. So whenever you got this raw data, you might have to clean this data a little bit. You delete the irrelevant columns, you delete irrelevant rows. You have to do some of the modifications on your data, and then your data become eligible for analysis or visualization. Are we clear? Later on, we will also see how can we work with multiple tables. This is one table. So with one table, maybe you need to write some formulas to create more column. Just for example, I might need to write a formula here which can create a age group. है ना? I can write maybe a if else formula. I can say if this age is less than 18, I am going to call it not an adult. Or else I am going to call it adult. Enter. If you have any age, let's say minor age, automatically not an adult. So this is organizing of your data by adding some new columns for understanding purpose. Maybe you might need to delete some columns. Maybe you need to handle the missing values. Maybe you need to work around with the outliers. There are many things which you need to work upon. Are we clear? Great. So some of the time, whenever you are given a data set, for example, I might have a data set. Let's say this financial sample. This is in the actual form. This is in the raw form. That should be the way of your data. This should be how your data set look like. If you have any row, maybe like this, and someone has created something here, maybe test data, and they might have highlighted like this, like this. And if they have adjusted like this, you should remove these type of data, of course. This cell does not add any value. You need to get rid of these type of cells automatically. You should make your column name as your first row. These are some basic cleaning which you are supposed to perform. ठीक है ना? समझ में आ रहा है? So that is how you collect or organize your data. Now, there are some other things which you need to learn. How can we use flash fill? I hope you guys already know how or what is the purpose of flash fill. Flash fill purpose is very simple. This hash is nothing but whenever you have a smaller size, you just need to increase the size of your column. These hash will be gone. If you have a smaller size, it will show you hash. That's it. Great. So now we want to work with flash fill. What is flash fill? So whenever you try to copy a pattern below, that is nothing but a flash fill. You don't know how smartly you can use flash fill. Let me just show you how smartly you can use flash fill. For example, let's say I am given some data set. I'll create in front of you and you will understand how smartly flash fill can help you. Name and maybe you have email here. Uvesh, maybe Sane, something like this. है ना? And you are given some email as well, or maybe you want to create an email. So here you want to create an email by using the first name, and also you want to use @gmail.com. So I want first name from here. You might be thinking, to get a first name we can apply left function like this. That is not how it's supposed to work. Why it is not working? This will not work because when you drop down, by just simply double clicking, you can just flash fill the remaining cell. You see somewhere it is not taking first name, somewhere it is taking some characters. You have fixed the characters. So this is not a smart way to apply your flash fill. Okay. So here in your flash fill, you just show them some pattern. You write here Uvesh, enter. You write here Allu, and you see automatically it is able to identify the pattern. So the moment you press Control E, automatically it will give you all the first name. Control E is the shortcut key to apply flash fill. This is very important concept, guys. So it will make things very easy for you. Okay. Maybe you are given first name. Let's say I am just creating an email ID by concatenating this comma @gmail.com. I hope you know these basic function concat, and you have created an email ID. Maybe you are not interested in the whole name. You want to get the data. Maybe you want to get the first name from here. So if you want to get the first name, again, same technique, Uvesh, Allu. Press Control E. Automatically, it will give you the first name from the email. That is how smartly it can work. Is this making sense? समझ में आया? कुछ नई टेक्निक सीखने को मिली? Great. So whenever you want to create some new columns, or you want to perform cleaning on your data set, so if you can just identify a pattern, then you just need to use Control E by manually entering 2-3 patterns, and it will automatically work. So you just need to write 2-3 things without any formula. Just write first 3 cell result, and in the 4th cell, press Control E. Automatically, it will copy the pattern. So if you don't have any knowledge on Excel and you want to start from scratch, I think you will be having some regular session on that. But still, if you want to try it out, just use ChatGPT or any other AI tool which can help you to give basic idea. Try to get basics first. You can use any AI tool. Last time we have discussed what type of prompt we can write. Okay. Now guys, there can be some issues while working with flash fill. No, there is no, Satyam. Automatically, whether it is big data, large data, automatically you can use Control E. It will automatically identify the patterns. But there is no such tool which can follow the pattern. These are tools, let's say techniques, which you need to figure out. So sometimes your flash fill does not work because of multiple reasons. Maybe the pattern you are trying to implement is not there. There is no pattern at all, and you try to implement it. Maybe you are working with text data which has some unnecessary, let's say, spaces, which you need to get rid of by using maybe trim. Maybe you have some different format. Some name starts with a different format, some starts with a different format. Maybe you have different issues. So whenever you are working with any data set, you need to first look at whether all the columns are in same pattern or not. Then only it can work. Okay. So that is how it is going to work. So you need to make sure that there is no pattern. For example, if I write double space Uvesh, maybe it looks correct to you, but it has space. For example, Hussein double spaces. Hussein looks correct, but it is not correct. If you check the length of this name, it shows how many characters? 8 characters. But actually, how many characters are there? 2, 4, only 6 characters. So to get rid of these irrelevant unseen spaces, you need to use a function called trim. The moment you use trim, your length becomes same because the additional irrelevant spaces are gone. So these are the tricks and tips which automatically or naturally will come to you once you start working on Excel. Okay, great. So that is how this flash fill can help you. Now, so those who have started working on Excel, they might have seen some issues with date format. So let's work with date formats. There are many issues with date formats which you need to work with. I have told you all the possible cases, but let me just show you how you can fix the date format sometimes. For example, let me take some dates here. So, yeah, here we have some date. I'm taking these dates. Nowadays, date also have two meanings, huh? This is date. Date means date. Time wala date, not the date which you are thinking. Great. You see, this is how your date look like. So sometimes your date does not look like in a good way. It shows you numbers. So don't get confused. This looks like in number format, but actually it is a date. And I can just see the pattern 41, 41, 41, and I can also see the name itself. It is saying that it is a date. So how do I fix that? You just click on this, go to Home tab, and here you have the data type format. Click here and click on short date, long date, whatever. Click on short date and you got a date here. Okay. I'm old na Chitra, so I don't know the difference between date and dating. Okay, let's come back here. So here you see, we got these dates 1/1/2024, 1/1/2014, and maybe I want a different pattern. So if you want to convert this pattern, very powerful formula which I use actually day to day, that is called text. Name say that it is a text formula, but it is a date formula. So here equal, and if you write text here, it will allow you to change the format of your date. You select this date. For example, I want, in double quotes, I want day name slash, I want month name as well slash, I want double by means 2 digits of year. Close the bracket, enter. Wednesday, January 14. Maybe, again text, maybe I want day as it is. So if you want day as it is, 2 times D. Then I want month name, triple Y. Then triple M. Then double by. You see, you are able to change your formats in many different ways. Maybe I don't want date, month, year. I want month, day, year. Maybe in that format I want. Yeah, there is one more date, khajur. That is actually important. Everyone should eat. Comma. I might want to change this date in maybe a different format. Maybe I want month first. So triple M, DD, YY. So any format, whatever you want, you can get. You just need to remember this function, very powerful function called text. Maybe you don't want this, you want slash. You can have slash also. Maybe you don't want slash, you want comma. You can have comma also. Whatever format you want, it will give you smoothly. Very powerful function that is called text. You can use this function anywhere. Clear? Are we clear? So just use this text function whenever you are working with date. One more time, you can select this column. Let's say you are unable to implement any function or any formula. There is a concept called text to column feature. So you just select the entire column, go to data tab, and here you have this option called text to column. So if you click on text to column, just click on fixed width, next, next, and here you see DMY. From here also you can change, maybe YMD, MDY, or whatever format you want, you can do that, and then click on finish. And automatically your date format will change a little. You see now month is coming first and then your. So this also a new feature which you can use, text to column. Text to column can be used to separate things, can be used to change your date format. Both are important. Make sense? Clear, guys? These are the all possible ways to work with date. Text to column, text function itself, or maybe some direct approach if you want to apply. Great. Now, anyhow, there is nothing there, but let's say, let's even go to next concept and then I'll tell you how it works. I want to work with multiple sheets. So managing multiple sheets in Excel. Can anyone tell me how do we work with multiple sheets in Excel? Anyone has any idea? What are you supposed to do if you have multiple sheets in Excel? Yes. So whenever you are working with multiple sheets in Excel, always try to consolidate both sheets together. So how can we consolidate? One approach is that you can use VLOOKUP. If there is a common column, you can always use VLOOKUP to consolidate both the tables together. The other method could be that you can use Power Query Editor, and that Power Query Editor will allow you to merge both the tables together. So both are the possible solutions which you can use. Okay. Now, for example, let's say this is the data and maybe do I have other data? Yeah, I want to get the email ID of these people. For example, I'm just writing this data here. Now I want email ID here. I know that my email address is given in the other sheet. So how can I fetch that email address to this sheet? So if I want to consolidate two sheets together, sheet 1 and sheet 2, the best approach is that we can use VLOOKUP. So I'll write here VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is a lookup formula which allow you to look for a value in other table. Okay. And then we can work with that. So let me, okay. We can, okay, Shrikant, we can convert table into raw data into table. We can just use Control T. Control T is the shortcut key which we can use to convert any raw data into table. Okay. Any other? If you want the first name from another column, then Sunil, if you want to create another column, then you need to make sure flash fill always work when you are working in adjacent column. You should not have any gap in between. Flash fill will only work in or with adjacent column only. Let's see how VLOOKUP works. Check and you will understand. Great. Let me apply VLOOKUP now. So you are applying VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup because your values are given vertically and in a column. So that is the reason we are using VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP says that you need to implement the formula on a single value. So on this value. And then I will use flash fill to apply it on all the other values. Select A2. It is asking for lookup value. My lookup value is Uvesh Hussain A2, comma. In which array I am searching the value for A2? In sheet 2 I am searching. Select the all columns A, B, C. Select all three columns A to C. After selecting the column, do not jump back to sheet 1. Rather than continue here itself in formula bar, or else your formula won't work. After selecting the range, continue in the formula bar, comma. It is asking you column index number. Column index number means which column do you want as a result? 1, 2, 3. I want third column as a result, comma. I want exact match. So either you can write false or you can write 0. Close the bracket. Now press enter. And you got your email. Now you got your email. You just need to apply flash fill and it will work. How does flash fill applied? You bring your cursor here. Once it becomes a small plus sign with dark black color, then you double click and it will automatically apply the flash fill and you got the all emails. This is called combining two sheets together, consolidating sheets together. Okay. Are we clear, guys? How can we consolidate two sheets together? If there is any other column, yes, you can fetch that column as well. All the columns you can fetch, whatever you want. Great. Now, actually, there is one more question which you see. We have questions like lookup functions because it's sometimes quite confusing when to use which, let's say, function. But previously also we have discussed in detail how or when do we use VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, or when do we use index match. Okay. Let me show you one more time how these lookup function works. Yeah, again, I am writing VLOOKUP, don't worry. So this is how you are searching for a value. For example, now if you want to search for a value only for once, for example, someone has given you the name and you might want to fetch their age based on name. So there can be multiple ways. If someone has given you name and you want to fetch age, the first approach always could be you think of using VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP searches values vertically means in a column. My values are also given in a column vertically. It means I can use VLOOKUP here. So here if I write VLOOKUP, what is my lookup value? This is my lookup value, comma. What is my table? This is my table, comma. Which column I want? I want 1, 2. The second column means 2, comma. What do I want? Approximate match or exact match? I want exact match means 0. Close the bracket, enter. and you got the age. Even if you change the name, maybe Allu Arjun, still it works fine. Clear? Then you can use maybe exact match, or you might have any error, if any error, which needs to be avoided. Okay. Yeah, you look at here. This is the VLOOKUP. See, don't try to memorize VLOOKUP. Try to understand the reference, the syntax. First, it is asking you, provide the lookup value. Lookup value is Allu Arjun. This is the value which I am looking for. Where in the table array? Which is the table? This is the table. So I have selected the table A1 to D7. Column index number means what column you want to result as output. So you need to count the column. This is 1, this is 2. And logically you need to count. So 2 I have provided. 0 for exact match. So I wrote 0, enter. And it is able to work easily. Similarly, we can use XLOOKUP as well. It is like more advanced function which can be used in place of HLOOKUP. It can be used for in place of VLOOKUP. तब भी कोई बात नहीं, हो सकता है आप दूसरे टेबल से लाना चाह रहे हो. Maybe let's say write based on another table. VLOOKUP, this is my lookup value, comma. Table array is in sheet 2. Maybe this is my sheet 2. Continue here. I want 1 to 3rd, only email, 3 column, comma 0. No matter where the table is, it will always work. If only Arjun is entered, then it won't work because it is searching for exact match, no approximate match. That is the logic. It does not identify all the things automatically. You need to tell what are you looking for. If in another workbook also, आप यहाँ भी apply करो, आप कहीं भी apply करो भाई, anywhere, it will work. But you cannot delete any workbook. Here also, if you apply, it can work. Go to other sheet. This is my data. Continue here. 2, 0, close the bracket, enter. No matter in how many workbooks you are using, even if it is 2 workbook, still it will work. Great. Similarly, you could have used XLOOKUP. Slightly different way to apply XLOOKUP. My lookup value is same, but now it is asking me lookup array. So lookup array, table array, both are different. Table array means entire table. Lookup array means only the array where you are looking up for the values. So this is my lookup array, A to A, comma. Return array. It is still not asking for table. It is asking for return array. What do I want to return? I want to return age, column B, comma. Just press 0, close the bracket and enter. And you are able to fetch age. Only the way you are selecting range that has differed. Everything is working fine. Clear? Yes, we can fetch Naveen based on age as well. Yes, different Excel also possible. Okay, there is one issue, guys. If let's say you are applying VLOOKUP formula on a column where columns order is changed. VLOOKUP does not work if the column order is changed. VLOOKUP allow always you to work in a way that your VLOOKUP column is your first column. The lookup column is your first column. Then only it will work. Yes, 0 is compulsory. Are we clear? We can also use index match. Index match is also possible. ओके आप अप्रोक्सीमेट मैच के बारे में बहुत कंफ्यूज हो. लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू हाउ डज अप्रोक्सीमेट मैच वर्क्स. For example, let's say I have this 45. These are some code, and I am going to call it, let's say 18, 21, 20. I have 25, 24, 26. To this group, I am calling as A, and to this group, I am calling as B. Now, someone says, what will be the group of 23? What will be the group of this age? You see, there is no 23 value present. So in that case, I just need to fetch a value that is approximate match. VLOOKUP, I am looking for 23 in this table, comma, column index, looking for group, yani 2. In this case, I am looking for approximate match. 1, close the bracket, enter. It has automatically categorized 23 as A group. That is how approximate match works. Are you clear now? Yes. Are you clear, guys? Because Excel is checking by itself whether the approximate must be 21, 22, or 23. It will automatically calculate it. So it might take anyone because it is approximation. Approximation is not fixed. It could be this or it could be other. Okay. Here we have now column 2. This is column 2 now. These are two column, right? We look up D6 and you are searching in H2I. I want second column, means the group column. For approximate match, either you write true or you write 1. It will both give you the same answer. Clear? There is no good or bad. You can use VLOOKUP, you can use XLOOKUP. It is all your convenience. Whichever can solve your problem, that one you need to use. If you ask me which is good, bike or car, always you will say car is good. But it depends on the distance. If you just need to go for, let's say, 1,000 steps, car is not a good choice. You need to use a bike. So there is no comparison in good or bad. It's always the use case. Yes, XLOOKUP will still work. Okay. It is always approximate match, so it does not care. You can get any answer. Okay, great. Yes, 1,000 meter walking could be a better choice. Maybe, yeah, change the value. You can change. Maybe write 30 here. Group is 30. B now. Maybe you write 17 here. Group is not found. It is not able to calculate. So it is approximate. Sometimes it can give you a guess. Sometimes it does not. You can't force it. Okay. For data analytics, I want to learn. Okay. Let's go to other one. The index match, which is again an advanced formula, which sometimes quite confusing, but yeah, you need to understand. For example, okay guys, one more thing guys, see, I have told you multiple times, it doesn't matter how big or small data set is. There is nothing like big. If you know how to work with small data, you can work with same data, maybe thousands, maybe crores of records. It doesn't matter at all because you are writing a formula. Formula does not check whether you are writing it for a small data set or a big data set. It does not care at all. You write it for crores of records or you write it only for 3 records. It does not care. It is formula. That is the meaning of logic. So we are writing logic here. I am explaining you with the help of a smaller data set so that you get better clarity. That's it. But it doesn't check how big your data set is. Even if you have crores of records, still the formula remains same. The concept remains same. Okay. Yeah. So let's go back to the next example. Index match. Index match is also another way of fetching the values. Then when do we use index match? So maybe whenever you are unable to implement VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, or maybe you might want to fetch the values on multiple conditions. There are some other scenarios when you use index match. So index match is nothing but combination of two formula. So previously also we have discussed in detail. Match gives you the row number and index require both column number as well as row number. So whenever you need to provide row number as well as column number, you need to use index with match. Okay. Had the PDF file has a password protected, then how to go about it? Then Seema, you can't load the Excel directly to, you cannot load PDF to Excel. In that scenario, first you enter the password, open your PDF and press Control P. Control P, it will allow you to save your PDF as a plain PDF. It will remove the protection. Once the protection is removed, you can directly fetch it to Excel. Make sense? Great. So let's use index match. For example, I am fetching the same value and you have this index formula. It is asking you to provide the array. This is my array, comma. It is asking me for row number and column number. See, column I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, but row I cannot count because you might have 1,000 row, you might have a crore row. So you cannot count the row. So if you cannot count the row, there is a way to look at the row that is called match. What does match say? Match say provide the lookup value that is Allu Arjun, comma. Where are you looking for? I'm looking in name column. Select the column, comma. I want exact match 0. Close the bracket. Automatically you will get your row number. Now another comma. Which column I want? 1, 2. I want age column. Press 2, close the bracket and enter. And you get again the age by using index match. So you need to understand their syntaxes. The more you understand their syntaxes, the better you feel. Make sense? Is everyone clear, guys? So match will give you the row number. Column you need to count manually, and array you need to provide the table syntax. And that is how your index match together going to fetch the same result. Okay. You cannot convert your PDF directly, Seema. Uh, Actually, you can directly try to import your PDF file to Excel. Automatically, it will convert. For example, I don't know how you are trying, guys, or whether you are trying at all or not, but let me just show you. If you click on from PDF, and if I select maybe any PDF, let's say this is my statement, click on import. Same process, it does not change. You need to select which table you want to fetch. Maybe page 1 I want to fetch. Just click on load. There is nothing at all you are doing additional. Automatically it is coming up, right? You see, automatically it is just fetching the data. And you got your data in raw form. Great. Let's look at the other question now. Yes, you will have recording, you will have this document as well, so do not worry. Great. Now, for example, any real time or real case scenario for maybe for any let's say you want to apply XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP or any of these formula, do we have any special use case for that? Do we have any use case? Yes, there are many use cases actually. For example, let's say uh, I'm just giving you a very small use case, which is very useful. Even I have created an entire report on that use case. So let's say you are given some employee ID here and their name here and their salary here. Right? 101, 102, 103. These unique IDs are there. Maybe you have some salary here. Some salary is there. And let me just fetch some name as well. Where is my sheet? Okay, let me just try it manually. Like this. I will create a data validation rule so that I no need to fetch. Let's say your manager says, Vish, can you create me an Excel workbook which will allow me to look at salary of any employee? I'll say yes. I will just create a drop down here. I'll say 101 and I'll apply a VLOOKUP maybe. I will apply a VLOOKUP maybe. I'll say whichever salary, whomever salary you want to fetch, you can select the data, comma 2, comma 0. This is simple VLOOKUP. But I want to say that I don't provide only this. I'm going to give you more help. More help in the sense, I'll just use this. I'll go to data tab and here you see the data validation tool. Click on this. It is asking for any value. I'm selecting here range. And in source, I am going to provide these unique ID. The moment I click on OK, I got this drop down. Now you select the employee ID from this drop down and you get your answer. This is your solution through Excel. Now your manager can easily see the salary of any person or the name of any employee. So you can create drop down by using data validation tool. Are you clear, guys? Great. So this is how you do. You select any cell, you go to data, and here you have the data validation tool. Click on data validation tool. From here, by default, any value is selected. You need to select the list and provide the range. What do you want as a list? The name or the employee ID? And click on OK. Automatically, you will have this drop down list, which is going to help you do lot of things. To see salary, there is nothing, guys. To see salary, you just need to change the reference, maybe third column. You get the salary. Maybe second column to get the name. That's nothing but what do you want to represent. That's all. No, that is not possible, Ajay. We can create only this drop down. Clear? Great. Even, yeah, this is just a tip I remember. Even if, let's say, guys, many of you are asking about AI. So if you, let's say I'm just giving you an idea. Those, let's say, who you want to improve your maybe LinkedIn profile. So for example, let's say if you open your LinkedIn profile somehow, and if you click on this, you see there is an option to download your LinkedIn profile in resources. From here, you can save your LinkedIn profile as PDF. So it will save your profile like a resume. You can use that resume. You can ask ChatGPT or any AI tool to look at your profile and provide some suggestion. This is a very fantastic tip actually to improve your LinkedIn profile. And yeah, of course, you need some prompt. And with that prompt, you will be able to do that. Last question, Excel tools and licensing clarification. I always give good tip, but it's up to you whether you are implementing it or just listening. है ना? ठीक है. So see, first of all, you are learning things. I am telling you this thing, guys. Don't depend too much on AI. AI is here to help you, है ना? In learning phase also, you are always looking at for premium, for maybe licensing, all of that. There are so many free resources. Try to use free resource. Try to learn how can you solve an Excel problem without even buying Copilot or Office 365. How can you directly find the solution by utilizing the AI tool, maybe ChatGPT or whatever AI tools are freely available. So you need to be little bit smarter than buying this and that. Okay, so normal Excel is always enough. You need to know how to work with Excel. You, if you are getting stuck anywhere, of course, you can always use any AI tool. Provide the scenario, these tools are going to help you. That how can you work around? Make sense, guys? Are we clear? Yeah, that LinkedIn tip you, of course, try to implement and it is going to help you a lot in any way. So always happy to help, guys. I think this is all we have for today. And yeah, of course, guys, do drop your queries through the Google form link shared in the chat box. And also do submit your feedback using the below link in the chat box. And also, guys, yeah, Excel is so vast. Actually, it is very vast, but you have to narrow it down. You have to concentrate on those parts which are relevant for you. Do not try to learn each and everything. Do you know all the words of dictionary? No, na. You know only those which are important. Same way, Excel may be very vast, but you need to learn only that part which is relevant to you. Don't try to do PhD in everything. Right? Great. And yes, of course, you might have your date with me on Monday as well, or maybe any other day. So thanks for joining me. I hope it helped and I was able to clear some of your doubts. But still, if you have any doubt, feel free to drop. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, guys. Wish you all the very best. See you in the next session. Bye bye.